Okay, so similarity and scaling. Remember with our scales, our scale factors, usually those were fractions. And we divide the new over the original. Okay. Or the actual over, so the drawing over the actual. And it's either a fraction or a decimal, your choice. Okay. If it's less than 1, that means it was reduced. If it's greater than 1, that means it's enlarged. And if it equaled 1, that was neither. For scales, we have diagram to actual, and we keep it the same measurements. So then if you turn that into a fraction, it would be diagram over actual. We would always have centimeters to centimeters. And you'd want to change the lowest or the smallest to 1. Okay. So you divide by that number to get it to be 1. And then we talked about decimals and how to treat those. Okay. So let's go about, use that information to go about solving this. The drawing of a bike measures 8. The actual is 60. What's the scale? So the scale is not a decimal. You got to use the dot dot. So we use 8 centimeters to 60 centimeters. It's diagram to actual. Here we have to divide by 8 to get this to 1 centimeter. And here we divide this by 8. And what does that equal? Equals 7.5 centimeters. Okay. Now we don't want that decimal, so what we could do is times it by 2, and we get 14 centimeters, and this would be 2 centimeters. Now we wouldn't have both answers. Okay. Thanks, 15. Okay. What is the scale factor? Well, that would be diagram over actual. So it would be 8 over 60. And you go 8 divided by 60. That's 0.13 with the 3 repeating. Okay, so there's a difference between scale and scale factor. Any questions? Okay, next one. Particular distance on a map measures 2.5 centimeters. This is the scale. What's the actual distance? Okay. So we say 1 over 600,000 equals 2.5 over x. So again, you set it up as diagram over actual. Now you could convert that 600,000 to centimeters now, or you can do it later. It's up to you. Good. Cross multiply. So do the opposite of divide. You can get 1 times x equals 2.5 times 600,000. And so you get x equals 2.5 times 600,000, which is 1,500,000. Okay. And that's centimeters. So now you have to convert. So we have 1 kilometer represents 100,000 centimeters. Okay. And so we have here 1,500 centimeters. How many kilometers? So what would you have to do, Raj? Really? Or would you have to multiply? Yeah, you'd have to multiply. What would you multiply by? Okay. I believe it's a 15. double check. Go 100,000 times 15. Does that equal 1,500,000? It does. So that means that this should be 15 kilometers. Okay, so x equals 15 kilometers. Now you could have done it another way. You could have set this up as 1 kilometer over 100,000 centimeters equals x over 150,000. So you have kilometers on the top and centimeters on the bottom. You could have solved it this way as well. All right? So it's your choice on how you want to do that. But you gotta be able to convert. Okay. Any questions about scales? Next, we looked at similar figures. Determine if the shapes are similar or not. You must support with a reason. A, are those two triangles similar? What do you need for similarity? For triangles? Cole? Equal angles? Good. If you have equal angles, they're similar. What else? Or, Zach? Corresponding sides in the same ratios. Okay? So before we check the angles, we guess we need them all. Find the angles of the triangle. Go. That would be 110 degrees because it's 180 minus 40 minus 30. Here would be 180 minus 110 minus 30. And so it's 40 degrees. So I'd say yes, they're similar because equal angles. Okay. So we have equal angles, which means those two triangles are similar. B, check the ratios. So let's put the left triangle on top, the right triangle on bottom. It doesn't matter which one, but you got to be consistent. So the left triangle, we have 4, 2.5, and 3. On the right triangle, which side should match up with the 3? Or sorry, yeah. How would you match them up? You look at their size. Okay. So small with small, big with big, medium with medium. Match them up, please. And so each one of these equals what? 3. 4 divided by 12 equals 3? Yeah, you had it switched then, right? That's okay if you had them switched. But for me, the way I set them up, this one equals 1/3, this one equals 1/3, and this one equals 1/3. They all equal 1/3. Okay? And so, yes, because corresponding sides have equal ratios, or in the same ratios. Okay? You need to know the reason why. So for triangles, you only need one of the reasons, and you have similar figures. But for this one, you have to check. You need both reasons. Right? The triangle, you only need one of the reasons. So for this one, you have the same angles. That's okay. You know that they're all 90. So that's okay. What about sides in the same ratios? Okay, check it out. Sides in the same ratio. Okay, so you gotta check that. Okay, so the small side's 2.4. Divide that by 6. And then what does it equal? The large side is 6. Divide that by 15. Of course, those could be flip-flopped. Here it's 0.4. Here it's 0.4. So yes, they're similar. You've got to have both reasons. Otherwise, you won't be able to say that they're similar figures. Good. Solve each proportion. So everything equals 3 over 4. So we have 3 over 4 equal to 17 over y. And we also have 3 over 4 equal to x over 8. So what we want to do here is we want to cross multiply. Okay. We're doing the opposite of divisions. Okay, go for it. I'll give you a second. Solve for y. Show work. Brooklyn, Chris, show work. You can touch it on your calculator. Okay, so for D, y equals 22.6 repeating, and x equals 6. Now, if I said round to one decimal, then yes, you would make it 22.7. Okay, so just be careful of your rounding. Any questions, comments, concerns, compliments? Oh, you guys aren't good at this. You should offer a compliment. We could maybe got you less homework. Now you're faking it. And that's just I'll give you more homework now. It's gotta be natural, okay? Come on. Okay, next one. I'm giving you a hard time. Don't be mad. So are they similar? They are similar, it says. So we can set up ratios to find the missing sides. Always remember, with two lines cross, those angles are equal. So we have vertically opposite angles. Okay, that's an important one to remember. Two lines cross, and you have those ones as equal. Okay. I know this stuff. I suggest you write it down. So set up your fractions. Let's which triangle do you want on top, left or the right? Left. So left one on the top, right one on the bottom. So you can have your three dimensions, x, 18, 15, and then match up the sides underneath, then solve. I'll give you a bit of time. What goes underneath x? 12, underneath 8, y, underneath 15, 10. So we have x over 12 equals 15 over 10. And we have 8 over y equals 15 over 10. Cross multiply, 10x equals 180. So x equals 18. Next one, we have 80 equals 15y. So y equals 80 divided by 15. What is it? 5.3. Is he correct? Okay. Any questions? Okay, for B, I want you to set up your ratios. This time you might have extra ratios you don't need. Really watch your angles. Okay, X matched up with 12 because 12 was between no angle marking and the single dot. X was between no angle marking and the single dot. So you got to watch the angles, especially for this next one, so that the ratios are set up correctly. All right, give it a shot. So they do this the same. Let's have the large one on the top and the small one on the bottom. Okay, just so that we can make sure we're following similar work, okay? Okay, so let's continue. Pardon me? Yeah, that's it's funny because I didn't see anything either. Sometimes I think the snowplows wait until the snow's done so they don't waste their time.
Then they're gonna wait till the weekend.
Yeah.
So we're on our way. There was one downtown. I was there this morning.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, so y equals 6.12 and x equals 22.2 repeating. Any questions? Okay, number C. So sometimes it's not straightforward. You have to do some arithmetic. It's helpful to redraw these as two separate triangles because 3 and 6 are easy to see. But for the big triangle, this is 18, but the bottom is actually x plus 6. So you have to add the two pieces together to get that very large measurement. So let's put the big triangle on the top and the small one on the bottom. It makes it easier because the x is then on the top of the fraction. So if 18 over a number, x plus 6 over a number, and here you got to be careful. You got to watch your brackets because you have an actual equation on the top. Go to bed earlier, get some more sleep, man. You just finished the weekend. Okay. So here, 3 goes underneath, 6 goes underneath, and then we do the opposite. We cross multiply. However, we only really need to multiply that to get 108. Right? We could technically multiply that and get 3 times x plus 6. Okay? Don't need to, but I'm going to do it anyways because a lot of you will just do a simple cross multiplication because we always do that. And so x equals 30 when you solve. Okay. Now, like I said, you could have left it as 108 divided by 3 equals x plus 6. Okay. So you wouldn't have done, and we got 36 equals x plus 6. And so then x would equal 30. Right. So that's an alternate method. Yeah, same answer. Any questions?